Hey guys, we're out here on another piece of property here. I'm going to give you a quick little March recap and then get into our April items we're going to be doing. March, we did a little shed hunting. We had a little success there, didn't spend a whole lot of time. We had a whole bunch of rain come in and it kind of destroyed some of my plans to get out there and shed hunt. But I saw a lot of people having some great success out there, and throughout April still should be a pretty good time, to get out there and do a little shed hunting. The secondary item I want to quickly cover, we did get the opportunity to go down to Fort Gibson and do a little spoonbill fishing down there with Williams Guide Service. So if you guys are looking to get a guide going for anywhere on Grand or Fort Gibson or around that northeast Oklahoma area, Hayden with Williams Guide Service is definitely one I'm going to recommend. We had a really good time there. It was a half-day trip. I got plenty of spoonbill snag there, and we just had a blast. And I'll show you guys some videos there of us catching some of those fish at the end here. But we'll get into the April items here. Right now, I'm coming over here. In March, I did go ahead and broadcast our long portion of this particular food plot with their Ani-Logics food plot Pro Clovers. And then I've got a bigger section here that I'm going to go ahead and get established today, just with the broadcast. So right now it's a really good time to get out there, before those rains, in the next upcoming days there, and go ahead and broadcast your clover seed. I'm starting to see quite a bit of clover throughout this long piece. The turkeys have been coming in here feeding almost every day. We've got a lot of green right now, as you guys can see in the background, but there's also kind of a lot of debris. This particular piece of property, it's got several small little creeks, and then we've got this food plot right here, and it really works out well. These are dry weather creeks, so typically there's not a whole lot of water, but on occasion, when we get those rains like what we did, it will rise up and go ahead and bring some of this trash on out here. So that's another item I'll be working on here in April, try to get some of this stuff cleaned up. But another item when we're talking about seed is this particular redneck. My entry and exit route is coming south north along our fence line here, and I jump up in the redneck, and it worked out very well last year for the most part. There was on occasion in the evening times, late season, where there was some deer out here grazing, and I didn't have a whole lot of cover through here just because it all been knocked down. So I went ahead and got some switch grass from Cave and Rock, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to broadcast this. Typically it's drilled in. I don't currently have a drill. That's something I've been heavily considering about maybe investing in, but I like to experiment on this stuff. I know a lot of people can't afford doing the drill thing or a disc or owning the tractor, so I try to keep it focused on stuff that everybody can do with a limited budget, or if you don't want to spend the money, regardless. But what I'm going to be doing there is probably taking from riding through here back in there and just broadcasting that stuff. The stuff's supposed to be growing. With your broadcasting in the for the first time, they do recommend kind of overseeding there. So I'm going to try it just as an experiment, see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, so be it, but at least I tried, and I can kind of mark it off the list of how I did it, and then maybe go forth the next round in a different format. I will touch a little bit on my trail cameras. You guys have seen in the past, I run a lot of the K-Link cameras. This is a J series. This one has a solar panel there. Those things work out very well, and that's how I manage a lot of the pieces of property we've got, is with those systems. Whether it's I'm in deer season, turkey season, fishing ponds, making sure we don't have anybody trespassing. It's just kind of an all-in-one security system, as well as your education, on what you have to hunt in your management practices going forward. Call-wise, for our turkey season, we exclusively run with the Ozark Ridge Calls. Billy Green out of Lebanon, Missouri, real nice guy, great guy. You can log on to their website there. They got a Facebook page. I'll have tagged in the comments there. But they got the box calls. Got your slate call there. Real nice slate call. One little helpful hint there, if you guys end up purchasing one of these slate calls, when you hold that thing, hold it out like this. Don't hold it from underneath. The call will come through there a little bit better on that. And that's just one little quick helpful hint. I've killed a lot of birds with those calls. Been using them for a long time and highly recommend them. And then the mouth call there, the real hen raspy, that's my go-to on the mouth calls there, and just works out very well, you know, for that secondary call when you're going. I will tell you go over quickly what I am hunting with, and these are what they call the guillotine blades, and these things can flat do some damage to those turkeys. Show you guys a little closer view of those. But when that turkey's within 25 yards, I think he's in some trouble pretty quick for the most part. And I've really been impressed with those blades. Just kind of a different avenue to go if you're going to archery hunt turkeys. Highly recommend going with them. Yeah, last year when we were in Kansas, I ended up taking one with a crossbow, shot him in the neck, and that was a fatal shot. He was at 20 yards, so definitely, you know, keep in mind your distance. You know, that's not going to be a 40-50 yard shot, you know, on the turkey. There's just too much variables within the wind, as well as anything else out there in the atmosphere that can definitely play a big role. The other items that I have done in the past, I don't think I'm going to do it this year, or at least not planning on it yet, is planting fruit trees for your deer. And you know, one item I did plant last year was some chestnut trees, and there's one brand or type, and it's a cross between an American and a Japanese chestnut. And overall health of that chestnut in the Midwest, that's the one that's always been referred to definitely look into and go with. So if you're looking for chestnuts, that's probably definitely the avenue I would recommend. I think I got mine through a mossy oak deal, and I got them last year. So I think as far as I know, they survived throughout this year. I do fence them in to keep those deer from grazing on them with the early growth, and that's worked out very well, both, you know, on the chestnuts and your other fruit trees, such as, you know, apples, peach, pears, and go forward from there. But right now, you know, we're just kind of maintaining, cleaning up some of this stuff. I got a chair I got to put up on one of these blinds, get this stuff seated with the Pro Clover broadcasted out there, and then we're probably going to be heading out here pretty quick. So there's a list of items definitely to consider for the month of April for you. I hope you guys are having a great month there and getting out there in nature. And like always, best of luck on your guys' upcoming hunting and fishing season.